Tot ceea ce am văzut până acum presupune de fapt ca aceste rețele și aceste sisteme inteligente să aibă susținere și din partea sectorului energetic și despre sectorul energetic vom vorbi în continuare și îl aștept pe domnul Mihai Mladin de la Centrul Energetic Român, de fapt este Head of Project Department la Centrul Energetic Român, pentru că obiectivul principal este tocmai de a promova și de a susține activitatea companiilor energetice, atât de stat cât și private din țara noastră. Haideți să vedem cum s-ar putea face asta, o combinație de fapt între sistemul privat și sistemul public. Vă rog.
Thank you. Thank you. I will have the presentation in English because the slides are in English. I think it's the best way. I'm the head of projects department in Romanian Energy Center, and indeed the presentation will be about the important role the regulatory framework should play in the pathway for adopting and implementing the digital solutions, whatever they are proposed by the energy sector or any other sector. Just a few words about the organization I'm representing. CRE is a sectoral association in the field of energy representing the interest of state-owned and private companies operating in the Romanian energy market. We are quite active in all the energy areas: electricity, oil and gas, coal, renewable energy equipment and services. We are contributing quite actively at the European and national decision-making process, promoting infrastructure investments and supporting the transition to a decarbonized energy system. And last but not least, we are having a quite intense activity in research, development and innovation. We are involved in several projects, most of them handling with aspects of digitalization of energy sector. This is just an overview of the under implementation. Most of them are in this area as a response with the most appropriate measures in order to properly accommodate the higher renewable penetration, the distributed generation, and the involvement of energy communities in the management of the power systems. We have in place European Green Deal. It is, let's say, a situation that we need to face. The climate change demands some serious climate actions. We are in position to properly respond to these challenges. As all the European Union states, Romania and all the other states are having certain targets to reach for 2030, speaking about the renewable energy, and this is, I would say, an important trigger that put us in the burning platform in order to speed up the process and to properly react to what the market and the requirements are in place. Speaking about the climate change, there were a lot of events. This is the example of the Hurricane Ophelia in Ireland several years ago, and it was quite a challenge for the distribution system operator from Ireland in order to remediate the damages. And due to the fact that the digitalization and the real-time monitoring of the network in Ireland was not quite in a perfect shape, they were in position to have more than 665 minutes lost. The service, the electricity service, was interrupted, and they were in position to pay a lot of penalties according to the regulator in Ireland. This was basically the source and the idea for a project that I'm going further on. Also, geopolitical instability speeds up energy transition. We have quite these days the challenge of, let's say, overcoming the EU dependence on Russian fossil fuels and tackle the climate crisis. And REPowerEU program is, I would say, another burning platform that put us in position to have concrete actions in this direction. Speaking about energy transition, because we are, in fact, in the position to properly do the energy transition, given the challenges that were previously mentioned. And I would say that higher renewable penetration, the distributed generation, and digitalization are the main three triggers in this direction. What's our response? Our response is through the research, development, and innovation projects we are involving. And I would say that we succeeded to have a quite holistic approach in this direction, because we have, in one hand, projects promoting smart grid solutions in the context of energy digitalization. It is the case of EdgeFlex project, providing flexibility to the grid by enabling VPPs to offer both fast and slow dynamics control services, and the SONIO, the project I mentioned to you that is having the source, the problem they were having in Ireland with Ophelia. This is about service-oriented grid for the network of the future. Further on, if we speak about digitalization, definitely we need to properly assess the cyber security challenges. And in this direction, we have CyberSys project addressing the shifting tactics in cyber criminality. Basically, the rules of the games are changing. Stealing sensitive data, it's a precondition for the cyber attacks. Going further with this logical framework, we were wondering, okay, we have these solutions and they should be properly used, but by whom? And the answer is in training, and here there are two of the projects addressing the skill gaps in the context of digitalization of energy to be addressed, long life learning, and speaking about Erasmus project, EDI, Education for Digitalization of Energy, and the recent project that we started under the Human Capital Operational Program. This project is about implementing a training program on digital skills for 350 employees from 35 plus SMEs in the field of energy, to have advisory services for 10 SMEs for the development of training on the job programs. Of course, trying to increase the access to modern digital tools, methods, and practices, increase the level of competence of human capital in the use of digital technologies and tools, and to ensure that the increase of the competitiveness of energy SMEs. Last but not least, we are trying also to increase the awareness on cyber security and how to implement appropriate solutions in this direction. This is just one slide presenting SONIO project. The project is proposing a platform integrating several cloud-based services for operation optimization for DSOs and for having an automatic predictive maintenance to assure safety and security in operating the power network. And you can see the 5 services that were integrated into the platform for better monitoring of the network. Another project we are involved is EdgeFlex, aiming at involving virtual power plants and energy communities in the grid management by enabling slow and fast dynamic services for fostering a new local energy and flexibility market. Also, we speak about an ICT-based solution, cloud-based solution, a platform integrating several services that are important for operating the network in a proper way. We speak about the voltage control, inertia estimation, frequency control, and VPP optimization. As the previous speaker was mentioning, we need to change the rule of the games. These kind of services are already available and they are mandatory in the energy systems, but given the unpredictability of RES and the new context, the game should be played at a different level, and we need to really count on the technology enablers for that, as policy-based grid control, HPMU, EdgeFlex architecture, and 5G communication. This is the consortium of EdgeFlex. There are 10 partners institutions from 6 countries. There are trials running in Germany and Italy, but an important aspect is about the interest that was showed to this project, because there are utilities that have already expressed their interest in joining the trials as first external tester on their own expenses. The pathway from the technical challenges to business models and regulatory framework is basically following the main steps we are having for the project implementation on how to stimulate investment in RES beyond subsidies, to expand the role of VPP, and to create a new market for fast ancillary services. And this is related to first EdgeFlex service development, when we are trying to define what may be potentially needed. The service validation is putting us in position to have appropriate input from the project in order to discuss with the stakeholders and to agree on the best possible way to address the regulatory framework and the business models in the go-to-market process. We do not need only smart grids. We need smart regulations to accommodate innovation. And when we speak about regulation in any research and development project in the energy field, we need to consider both the technical challenges but also the market-related challenges. Speaking about the technical ones, the frequency services and the non-frequency services should be there, but not in the same way. We need to have innovative ancillary services being in position to address the variability and uncertainty of variable renewable energy, and to provide new fast dynamics services. Going farther with, I would say, the more market-related aspects, I would say that in most of the cases, the digital solutions are proposed to the market as services. And it is important, the regulators to provide incentives and appropriate measures in order to encourage the adoption and the implementation of these solutions. And in this way, an important regulatory measure to take is about OPEX, to finance the cost of service. and to have a balanced TOTEX approach in any context that, let's say, the operators in the power sector are in position to face. Also speaking about ICT, definitely we need to have ICT chapter requirements updates, periodically updates within the existing network codes. Of course, this is given by the exponential increase in degree of involvement of ICT technologies in energy solutions. Specifically for the VPP context, we need to properly define the virtual power plants as new participants in the frequency balancing market. This is required to improve the power balance in power systems with high penetration of non-synchronous devices. And last but not least, we need also several new network codes in order to adapt to the existing context. One example is the network code on demand response and flexibility, because the EU market at present time for demand side flexibility is still fragmented and almost non-existent at the local level. Moreover, another network code we have in mind, and also NSOE, is quite involved in elaborating the network code for cybersecurity aspects. Just as an overview, I would say that the digital technologies substantiating the smart grid solutions do having a very high dynamic, and the evolution of the power sector is a continuous process, having challenges but also effective solutions proposed by the technological process. What we need to do is to understand properly the context and to address both the technical challenges and also the go-to-market challenges that were previously presented, and to constantly consider the connection and synergies between new technologies, grid services, business models, market requirements, and regulations to be in place. Thank you. That was my presentation.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mladin. Mulțumim foarte mult, domnule Mladin, pentru prezentare. Mulțumim tare mult și pentru perspectiva aceasta legată de energiile verzi și sustenabilitate, care cred că este foarte importantă.